Hey, how you doing there again, folks? Me again, of course, Brandon Wenzel. Come back at you. Another offering. Off my sampler platter. Yes, indeed, folks. Sampler Beauty Series videos I've been doing for a little while now. Go over there, try out food and drink items. I eat stuff, I drink stuff, then, folks, I'm going to talk about stuff. I'm going to let you know all that you need to know about hopefully delicious stuff. That time I'm doing this, folks, I'm not going to lie, we are in fall, even if it's 88 degrees out today. But we'll get to that. Folks, it's super simple format. I'm going to go over there, I'm going to try out food and or drink items for you. Whilst I'm doing so, I'm around about it for a bit. Whilst I'm doing all that, I'm inside my truck. Whilst I'm doing all that, folks, I'm wearing a super cool shirt. Folks, when I wear super cool shirts, I always like to highlight the super cool shirt. What super cool shirt am I wearing for you today, though? Happens to be my Calvin Louise shirt, which I really like the design of this one. What's Calvin Louise, though? Calvin Louise are a band. They're actually out of the UK, albeit their membership makes up a international consortium of individuals. I ran into them a couple years ago. They were on tour with another band that I'm a big fan of, and I ended up becoming a big fan of theirs. I really like their stuff. I picked up a shirt. I got some videos of their performance, which, by the way, those videos are on my channel if you want to check them out. I'm just saying. I even got to go over there and chat with them a bit. I got some pictures taken. They were extremely nice folks. I think they're tremendously phenomenal. I really do see them as being like an up-and-coming band, one that certainly deserves, all the love and attention in the world, because they are really fucking awesome at what they do. I love them. I'd like you to love them. If you happen to be interested, let me know. I'll point you in the right direction as far as their music is concerned. But anyway, what am I trying for you today, folks? What are we doing here? Why is it 88 degrees out in fall? Regardless, it's fall, so yay fall. And that means that not only should the temperature be lowering, hopefully, eventually, but we also get some fall flavors from various locations. The most iconic of which simply has to be pumpkin spice. It has become both famous and infamous within various realms. I personally enjoy it, and, I try to take the opportunities I can to go over there and try out different offerings when available. Well, I may have gone and got myself a pumpkin spice donut from Krispy Kreme. They actually had an entire fall lineup, and I was going to try them. I was like, screw it, man, I'll just, I'll review all of them. But they only had a couple of options available at the time I was here, so I figured, screw it, pumpkin spice. Let's get a thing for the thing. It looks like this, and we'll just kind of go, ha 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 ha! Let's try out a pumpkin spice donut. I'm sure this will be fine. Oh, that's perfectly good. I mean, it's a cake donut. To its credit, it's not overly dense or anything. It's still pretty light on the inside. Obviously, not to the extent of their famous like glazed donuts. But if you've ever eaten a gas station donut, you know what I'm talking about when you talk about like these really dense cake donuts. But that's not the case here. Yeah, it's perfectly okay. Pumpkin spice flavor is definitely very evident, but not overly so. It's not like I would honestly say you're probably getting more cake donut flavor than you are pumpkin spice flavor, which, depending on who you are, could be kind of good or bad. I think for me personally, I'd like to see a little bit more balance. I would have liked a little bit more pumpkin spice, because it's fall flavor, it's a special thing. But at the same time, you don't want it to be overboard, like they're trying to mask other flavors, but yeah, it's okay. It's not overly sweet. Yeah, mostly it's a nice cake donut with just kind of a sort of a hint of of pumpkin spice. Kind of comes in sort of like maybe like the tail third of the eating experience. It's not bad. I wouldn't say it's anything exceptional. I have to admit I was hoping for something a little bit more impressive, but at the same time, there's nothing bad about it. It's just a little bit underwhelming. Alright, well, 2 questions have to be asked. Would I get it again? Would I recommend it? Honestly, no and sure, I guess. I think for me personally, like I said, I wanted more from it. You know, I wanted more of the pumpkin spice flavor. I wanted, honestly, like a stronger, more vibrant flavor would have been nice anyway. Credit where it's due, the cake donut flavor was nice, and I did again appreciate that it wasn't overly dense, so it had that going for it. But it just wasn't really impressive on any front, you know? I made mention of gas station donuts. Well, this, in terms of composition, was certainly more impressive. Honestly, in terms of flavor, I wouldn't say that it was anything more outstanding than pretty average gas station donut. I've definitely had gas station donuts that I preferred over this. So, it's just a little bit meh, you know, and I figure it really shouldn't be that hard. I mean, I'm not trying to be derogatory or anything, but it really seems like this should be kind of a knock it out of the park thing because, like, you know, pumpkin spice has such a definitive flavor. It goes with a lot of things. The fact that it's just very kind of feels like a bit of a waste. But, again, I didn't hate it or anything. That's why if I'm recommending it, you know, I'm not going to tell people to avoid it or anything, but I do think there's definitely better options out there. I would imagine, I haven't checked yet, but I would imagine, you know, Dunkin' probably has a pumpkin spice offering of some type. That may or may not be better. I'm not saying, you know, but I just, yeah, man. And I'll say this, out of the fall flavors that they had available, the pumpkin spice definitely was the least interesting. And I do have one other one to review after this, so hopefully that'll be a bit more uplifting. So, yeah, again, I'm not going to tell anybody not to get it, but, like, you know, if you're a big pumpkin spice fan, it's kind of meh. 5 things before I get out of here. Have yourself a great rest of your day, spectacular rest of your week, monumental rest of your month, stupendous rest of your year. Folks, go over there and have themselves a truly pumpkin spice-tastic rest of your life. Because, again, folks, you know, for as much as people like to dunk on it, it's a bit of fun. It's kind of the Nickelback of the, you know, of like the seasonal seasonings, right? You know, where it's like everybody hates it, but like at the same time it still sells out and all this stuff. The difference is that pumpkin spice is genuinely a fun and nice flavor. Nickelback genuinely sucks. Don't let them change the narrative. They're not a good band. But anyway, final 2 things before I get out of here. Number 1, try to bring some positivity into the world. It's not always possible. It is, however, always appreciated. But what do you do if you can't do it all the time? I know I can't do it all the time. Here's what you're going to do, folks. You're going to try not to be an asshole. Folks, it's not always the easiest thing in the world to not be an asshole. Trust me. I know it. I live it. I'm out there every day with you in it. Life can be stressful and frustrating and just bullshit sometimes, folks. When we find ourselves in situations where we have to deal with said bullshit, it's important we go over there, whenever possible, take a step back, try to mitigate the level of assholishness in our lives, hopefully do better for ourselves and for those around us. Very final thing, folks, do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. Folks, let me know, what's your take on pumpkin spice? You know, are you somebody who enjoys it? Are you one of the people who likes to slag it off? Either way, I mean, you know, I don't have a huge dog in this fight. I like it, but, you know, I'm not going to die on a hill for it. Or, conversely, let me know what you think about Nickelback. Do you think they get too much hate? I don't, personally. I'm usually, like, a pretty positive person. But, like, for me, really, it's just gotten funnier over the years. And I know that, at the very least, it pisses off Chad Kroeger quite a bit. And he's like, It's like, I don't mind that Chad Kroeger gets pissed off about stuff. Plus, the guy's a millionaire, so what the fuck does he care about any of this shit? Like, I'm this guy, so good on him. Anyway,